Hello, and once again, we are live with the Modern Mystery School UK EU podcast and YouTube channel. Today, we are joined by the lovely Dr. Darcy. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mr. Sama. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very excited because, just to give people a little bit of background here, because this might be the first time they're tuning in. I'm going to ask you about why you wanted to become a guide in the Modern Mystery School. And for those that don't know, a guide is someone that's dedicated their life 24/7 in service to helping people receive initiation, helping them to progress spiritually. And only a handful of people that apply to be a guide actually are accepted because they've been on a long journey and they've trained and they've really, 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 really worked hard. So please tell us, why did you decide that this was what you wanted to do in the world?
Yes. So I have always wanted to help people from a very young age. I really wanted to help people, and I just never really had a clear vision of what that would look like in a way that would feel good for me on the inside. And so I studied many years in university, wanted to consider medical school, but chose to pursue chiropractic. So with that, I found a lot of more depths of healing that felt more holistic, which ultimately led me to meeting a friend, Trevor Peterson, who did my life activation. And I had no idea what to expect. I just knew I wanted something more because I was finding myself hitting up walls. I was doing therapy, I was doing traditional things, and I just couldn't find like the way through. And the life activation really opened up something deep within me. And I like to use the analogy of like looking at a cell phone screen when it's really dim and it's bright outside. I just couldn't see. So I felt like the screen brightness went up after the life activation. Things felt so much more vivid. I felt so much more alive. And I just was like in awe because I just remember sitting and standing in a room for an hour and I didn't know what was happening. But afterwards, I knew something shifted that was huge. And so I continued to study with the Modern Mystery School since then. And in that process, became more, I became more centered in my being in a way that I never felt before. And what I love the most about that is that self-centered like being, not in like a selfish way, but really feeling centered in my body and my soul and in my spirit. It never really faltered too much. Like there were times where the other stuff I was doing, there was like really highs and there was really lows, and it was just really highs and then really lows. And as I continued to progress, I started to notice there was just this baseline of joy and peace that never really deviated too far into extremes because I used the tools. I really like listened with my heart with what I received from the classes and continued to learn trial and error, applying them and seeing, oh, this works well here. Oh, this is why this is done this way. And in that process of transformation for nearly close to a decade, I just started to reflect and was like, wow, I have to think really hard about what my life was like before the path because it feels like I was a totally different person and a totally different like story playing out on like the movie screen of my life. And so with that reflection, I became in awe of just how powerful the transformations that I've been able to experience. And in that, I was just like, I want to share this. Like, I want to share this because other people need to know that this exists. Other people need to know that they don't have to live like a life that doesn't feel fulfilling or at peace. They don't have to have such struggles. Like I struggled a lot with like anxiety. I struggled a lot with liking myself. I struggled a lot with authenticity. And so seeing myself overcome those at such a core, deep level and wanting other people to have that opportunity, I just started to think, who am I to not share this? I was thinking and really feeling into my heart, and I was really being honest. And I came to the realization that for me, it would be like the ultimate honor to share what helped me get to this point in time. And so I chose to apply to be a guide because all of this only became possible because someone did the service for me. And so I just did it and I applied and was accepted. And so I am a guide apprentice with the Modern Mystery School.
Congratulations. I know it's so big and so well deserved, Darcy. I mean, I love your story, and you're so right. So many people out there, living, good lives. It doesn't, many people out there living good lives still feel that there's something missing, or there's that piece of anxiety, or and what have you. And I love that I like to call it the steady ship. It's a wonderful way to live life, is that you can rely upon that solid foundation, and know that you can make good balanced choices from that place, no matter what's going on. And I really love that description, so thank you. So tell me, who do you think Empower Thyself is for? Initiation, life activation, is it just maybe for people that have, like spiritual stuff, or have a belief, or do you think it suits, one type of person more? What do you feel?
Yeah, so I really feel it's for everyone. It's for everyone who wants it. It's for everyone who really feels called to take a leap of faith into the possibility that there's more out there, for them to learn about themselves, to learn about the universe, to learn about their internal world and their external world, and most importantly, to just cultivate a relationship with their eternal selves.
I love that. Who wouldn't want that? I think that's a lovely caption, the cultivating the relationship with your eternal self. I love that. Yeah, and I agree. I think it is for anybody that wants it, and I love that. And so, in your experience, working with the life activation, or maybe you have, family and friends that have been initiated. What have you noticed in other people? Kind of, I know it's always hard to pick one story, but or maybe there's a few. But what do you generally notice from the outside looking in?
Yeah, I love that question. I notice like there is a wide range because we all have our own blueprint that is receiving light. And when that blueprint's lit up, there's so many unique things that happen. And so some of the biggest ones that stick with me because I was just moved by the shift. So like one client who I worked with, she shared with me that she didn't sleep at all the night before because she wasn't sure what to expect. She was nervous, and almost decided not to show up. And I just told her, "I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for trusting me. You're gonna be okay." And we did the session, and she shared with me a few days after that she was so glad that she did it because she was struggling with like having negative thoughts that was just driving her into like negative states. And she noticed her thoughts were more positive. She started to feel like she had more choices available to her at any moment with regards to work. She works with a lot of people as like a sales closer, and also just feeling more optimistic. And those are things that really can only benefit you. And so I'm just so grateful that she chose to dive into the unknown with me. And another client of mine, she was actually living in her car, was homeless. And she shared with me in a picture, she showed me a picture that she bought a house. She bought a house and moved to her dream state and was just thriving from the life activation.
My goodness. I mean, isn't that's like a perfect inner and outer world, isn't it? Inner and, those just fabulous. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Darcy. I mean, our time has whizzed by. I know that we could chat so much more, and I hope that you'll come back on the show and share, your experiences of other classes and sessions and such like as well. But yeah, if anybody wants to get in touch with you, Darcy, where are you? And in the world, because obviously we're scattered all over the world. Where can they reach you?
Yeah, so my base is in San Diego, California, in the United States. So it's very south and close to Mexico. And I'm on Instagram, Dr. Darcy White, Facebook, Darcy White.
I love it. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. And yeah, if you want to get in touch with Darcy, please, get in touch right away. And if you're not local to Darcy, get in touch with one of us, and we'll put you in touch with somebody close by. Don't you worry about that. There's, we have lots of colleagues around the world, so we can do that for you, no problem at all. Thank you, Darcy, again.
Thank you for hosting me, Obsessima Kate. Thank you.
My pleasure. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we will see you all again very soon.